Hello everyone, this is Rishabh Singh. I'm a legal intern at Lexis & Company. Today I'm going to give an overview on maritime law. Maritime law, also known as Admiralty law, has been deeply rooted in India for trade and practices which holistically boost the economy of our country. Maritime law simply means the laws governing through sea routes. The nature of maritime law is private and its public law counterpart is known as law of the sea. This area of law is very lesser known to people. Perhaps the general public matters less about what's happening on the coastal areas in the sea and what laws the trade disputes are happening in the sea. So in this video I'm going to give an insight about the general law governing the dispute in sea and examine up to what level it is successful and the relevance of laws across the globe. India is surrounded by water on three sides and has given great importance to maritime affairs since millennia. So it has continued to receive and send ships on and from its shores for over thousands of years. However, the regulations of sea affairs has only taken shape in last few hundred years, with domestic laws getting fixed more recently. It was known in the range of historical records that in the ancient time there were several traders and merchants coming to India and going in from India as well. Thus, there existed a variety of regulations, rules, and set of laws in this field from a long time. Subsequent to independence, the government looked into the issue critically and enacted a mixture of statutes and laws to maintain a strong, efficient, and continuously developing trade practices via sea. The Merchant Shipping Act 1958 was enacted for assured rules as well as development in this field. Spaced out from this act, we have diverse laws put forward by the British government, such as the Coasting Vessels Act 1838, Inland Steam Vessels Act 1917, as well as there are a range of other laws and regulations. However, all such laws were not in accordance with the prevailing Indian agreement of coastal trade. Thus, the government implemented various fresh rules and regulations for the improvement of prevailing set of practices of the coastal trade. Post-independence, the jurisdiction of admiralty courts in India were well limited to the claims as enumerated in the British legislations. However, in 1993, the Supreme Court of India in M.V. Elizabeth firmly stated that the high courts in India are greater courts of record with limitless jurisdiction, with inbuilt and plenary powers to make a decision on their own jurisdiction, to restore grievances according to what is professed to be principles of justice, equality, and good conscience, where law is unspoken and judicial intervention is very necessary. Therefore, the Supreme Court of India prepared the principles of International Convention on Maritime Laws, appropriate in India as common law in the place of previous age British legislation, since there was no Indian law prevailing the court's jurisdiction with reference to the maritime claims. In 2005, the Government of India spread a drafted bill for an Admiralty Act 2005, which proposed to revoke all of the British legislations to bring into being an inclusive law to control the jurisdiction, claims, and procedure, etc. in Admiralty law in India. Though it was not, it was shot down that making the persistence of function of old age British legislations for the reason best recognized to the makers of the law, concluding that whether one belongs to law background or not, he can get an insight about the maritime law through this video. And as it is well said that the ignorance of law is no excuse, so it is better to have an understanding about laws concerning the general folks. So this was all about the topic. Thank you so much.